Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and give our opinions on them. So before we get started, it's a off-topic type of announcement, but we do actually have a new series running, which is on Valheim. So if you don't know what Valheim is, it is an awesome kind of survival Viking procedurally generated awesome game. It's really fun. The building's awesome, the fights are cool. It's very good. So if you're interested in that, check out our video. I'll put a link in the description and you will see it, a card up in the right hand side now. So yeah, definitely check that out. It's really good fun and it's only going to get better, so we really appreciate that. But that is it, so let's jump straight in. Okay, so first up we've got a post from Einhert, and it says, as a griefer, station defences are an absolute joke. So the gist of this is basically Einhart can pretty much fly around Everest and kill all day long uninterrupted, and the only thing that makes him have to leave are his flares running out. Station turrets literally have no chance of hitting him in a vanguard, let alone a small fighter. He says that maybe the netcode's just not there, or laser turrets will never be good enough. And his recommendation is long-range multi-missile turrets, because there is nothing that makes a pilot sweat more than multiple incoming missiles. I agree. I don't think the stations are that effective when we kind of did a very brief test, but we're not griefers. And to be perfectly honest, you know, stop griefing. It won't be a problem if the turrets don't work. If you just stop killing people at Everest, what's the point? But that's another topic maybe, I don't know. But yeah, stop it.
Well, yeah, I mean, being a griefer is not something to brag about, really, is it? I mean,
no.
Let's be real. But on the flip side, someone has to test this stuff out. So
True.
Good job to him, I suppose. You know, well
thanks.
done. You're doing the good work. But yeah, they're crap. It's kind of strange because they got turrets on the Javelin and the Idris. From what I understand, they actually got them in quite a good place for the Xeno Threat event. But maybe they didn't port those improvements over to the station guns. Yeah. Maybe they should do that. That would be good. If you could just go ahead and do that, that'd be good. Thank you.
Yeah, if you could just go ahead and do that. Yeah, I don't really understand it. I mean, it does sometimes feel like a lot of what they do is really optics. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, that is normally how big companies work. You know, it doesn't really matter the effect or how they work, so long as the optics are right. And essentially what they've done is they've gone, look at these awesome turrets that float around outside this station. Aren't they cool? And everyone's like, yeah, super cool. Until, yeah, someone comes along and starts blowing people up, and then you're like, no, they are essentially space paperweights. And it's just, yeah, it seems a waste of time. Make them work. Otherwise, what was the point in all of the effort in putting them in? You know what I mean? It just, I don't know. It does seem daft. But also, people, you know, give people a fighting chance. Let them get away from a station before you start blowing them up, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Swings and roundabouts.
Maybe CIG are just so focused on ship combat at the moment that they haven't moved whatever improvements they've got for turret gameplay over to these turrets on the stations.
Yeah.
Is that really a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. I mean, yeah, they really do need to get ship combat in a good place. They need that for Squadron 42 mainly. I can't imagine they'd need like really accurate turret station turrets in Squadron 42 unless there's an actual situation where a station does get attacked by whatever. They're probably not really looking at that at the moment, but it shouldn't really take much. If that is the problem, I'm just speculating here.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head with focusing on ship-based combat, because let's face it, that's where the money is. People buy ships, they don't buy space turrets. So Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense for them to focus on the thing that most people are going to be using. And yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think they're that necessarily at the moment anyway, because people will always find a workaround for griefing anyway, because griefers just it's what they do, you know. So, yeah, I'm not too fussed. I understand it, though, Einhart. It definitely does make sense for them to put in missile-based deterrents are scary just in general, because missiles can be a bitch to avoid if you've got multiple coming at you, as we've learnt from things like, you know, the miss or something, you know, when that thing just unloads, there's no getting away from it really. So that would be awesome as well. Can you imagine seeing like a couple of people going at a station, and all of a sudden there's just barrages of missiles flying out from it? It would look spectacular. So I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I would as well.
Cool. So next up, we've got a post from Elijah Rockseeker. Sounds like a dwarf from D&D or something. Like a trendy one, because his name's Elijah. But
he's still from the Rockseeker clan, though.
Yeah, exactly. He's just a hipster from the Rockseeker clan. No offense, Elijah. But Elijah basically says, nameless. That's, you know, says it all. So I've had a name for my reclaimer as part of my character's background for over 4 years, and yes, people, this is about naming ships, which is going to be a thing forever. But that name was taken by the time I tried to name it. Out of resignation, I named it something else, but it just feels wrong. It's not the reclaimer I got interviewed in by Imperial Geographic a few years ago. It's not my reclaimer. I now feel distant from it and am honestly considering just going nameless. To me, there's only one correct name for it, and I can't have it. So essentially, Elijah's just annoyed because he's always named his ship a certain thing. It's come time to actually, you know, technically and physically name his ship, and he can't have the name he wants because of uniqueness. And his argument is kind of, personally to me, very valid. Ship name uniqueness, I think, is a tool for the game. It's really just because it will get very complicated if not, maybe. But yeah, like he says, there's 50 people in his city alone that have the exact same first and last name as him, but it doesn't make him any less unique. And this is what we were saying. I mean, you know, he has a social security number. That's how he's unique, but his name isn't. So why can't we have the same thing for ships, where you can kind of name it anything you want if it doubles up with someone else's, so long as the serial number for your ship or the transponder code or whatever you want to call it is unique. Does that make sense?
Yep, makes perfect sense. I get his argument, and I kind of agree with it. Yeah, I'm still hoping that at some point CIG are going to do a 180 on this and just let people name whatever they want on their ships, within reason, obviously. I still hope they will. For anyone following, I did put up a poll on the YouTube channel and on Twitter as well. Same question: did you get the ship name that you wanted, or had someone else already taken it? And the vast majority came in with they got the name that they wanted. Now, this is, you know, this is a small sample set anyway. We're not a massive channel, but also there's only really two groups of people that have been able to name their ships so far: the concierge and golden ticket holders, whatever you want to call them. We've still got the vast majority of the public to be able to name a ship. So we'll probably do this poll again once everyone's had a crack at it and see how much it differs. But currently it's looking like the vast majority of concierge and ticket holders have got the names that they wanted. Obviously there are people that haven't, and that's really unfortunate, but yeah, this was always going to be an issue with the way that CIG are doing ship names.
Yeah, you just, at the moment, you just kind of have to make the most of it. I think this is going to change. I think you are right. I think CIG are probably going to 180 at some point, because there is so much backlash on this, and I think they probably foresaw that there'd be some hostility towards this, you know, method of doing it. But I do believe that they didn't maybe expect just how many people would take this so seriously, which seems daft, because if they not met their backers, we are a very intense group of people. Yeah, and also, how many chocolate bars did they have to buy to find those golden tickets? Because this sounds very Willy Wonka-ish to me. And you know, I'm just wondering, like, do they get a tour around Chris Roberts' shag pad, or how? I don't understand. Yeah, it annoys me that I understand. Obviously, people spend a lot of money. Concierge, you know, you've got these people buying Legatus packs and stuff where they're spending like 50 grand. But I think it's unfair to it is essentially pay to name, not pay to win, but pay to name now, because people who spent a lot more money get the chance to name their ship first, and that is favoritism for money, and that pisses me off. I think that it should just be, you know, name your ship, go, ha, you were too slow. And at least that way it's like buying a ticket for a band, you know, that 1 million people want to see and only 10,000 get to watch. It's just luck. Whereas with this, it's people with more money name their ships first, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, they want to offer some kind of benefit to the people that are chucking tons of money into the project, which is, you know, kind of fair enough. You can kind of see it from that angle, but at the same time it just feels cheap for everyone else who's not bothered doing that, or there's no inclination of doing that. Yeah, it kind of sucks from one side, but I see why they would want to give benefits to people that are putting extra money into the project. That's the way it is, that they have to offer these sort of things to get people to invest. And yeah, there's always someone on the other side who gets shorted.
Yeah, I think CIG need to kind of think about the things that they can give that don't actively affect other players. That's the way to do it. You know, if you're gonna give benefits to the rich players, no offense, rich players, I know there's people out there who've got just money to burn, and that is fine. You know, there are months where I actually can't afford to shop. You know, this is just how people live sometimes. And so, you know, there's vastly differing, you know, levels of players in this game. They need to figure out a way to give the perks of paying large amounts of money to these people, but without actively hindering other people who don't have money, because that is atrocious. It's making me angry, so we should move on. I'm gonna start getting all half and puffy in a minute, but yeah, that's my 2 cents. I mean, people might disagree, but that's the way I view it, and I think CIG could do this a better way without shortchanging the poorer, you know, Star Citizens. Okay, so next up we've got a post from Jade Starwatcher, and it says, "Thank you to the women of CIG, from one woman of the Star Citizen community. Here are some of my ship names honouring women pioneers of astrophysics and space travel." So basically, Jade Starwatcher has named 3 of her ships after famous, you know, women from, you know, the fields of astrophysics and, you know, space exploration and shenanigans. So she's named one Katherine Johnson. We've got the other one, which is Annie Jump Cannon. And then we've got Mae Jemison. If you want to know kind of what these women did, I'm not going to bother reading the whole thing out, but she has listed kind of what they did. It is very, very interesting, and I do admit I love posts like this where I learn some shit, you know. Yeah, so no, it's very good. I mean, the names are crap for a ship, but you know, they do honour someone, so that's nice, I suppose.
Yeah. They're not the greatest names for ships, but hey, who are we to judge, really? Yeah. Some of the backstory she's given for all of these names are actually quite interesting. If you want to check that out, it's on the post. Read to your heart's content. I think it's a good thing. There's actually quite a few people in the comments on this post that are saying similar things, that they've named their ship after some prominent woman, which is cool. Some of them are quite good, actually.
Yeah, and it's nice. I mean, I think, you know, there'll be a lot of men going, bah, you know, men did stuff too, but you know, men also got all the accolades. You know, back then when these women were doing the things they were doing, you know, they were looked over. you know, because they were women. And so, yeah, it is nice to honour women who've done amazing things. You know, and at least, you know, I say nowadays, you know, women do get a lot more credit than they used to, but it's still not enough. I mean, you know, there's still women out there doing, you know, the job of a man and getting paid half the salary. It's bullshit, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly. And I think, you know, because of posts like this, you know, you keep putting this stuff out there for people to read, and broaden people's horizons as to, you know, the contributions of women to history. You know, it does make a big difference. So yeah, really, really well done, Jade, Star Watcher, and everyone else who's, you know, who's following this trend. You know, if we see you in the verse, we will do our best. I will do my best not to accidentally crash into you. Cool. So last up, we've got a post from Coffee76, and it says, CIG, fix that star map now. Like the title told, Starmap is the most damn thrust factor on Earth. I don't know, a thrust factor, but frustrating and fact. I'm sure that's what it's meant to mean. Yeah, it is just so utterly broken on so many levels that every time I log in, I'll have a new, not new, but I'll have a different error. You know, so one time it might just not allow me to unzoom the map. Sometimes I zoom in on something to select it as a point and it disappears and I can never get to a point where I can see it. You know, all these millions and myriad of issues, and it is the most fundamental part of travel and it's still broken. What the fuck?
Yep, facts. This man is saying facts.
Oh yeah.
And we've been saying this for God knows how long now. I don't think CIG have actually added any improvements to the star map since like 3.0.
Maybe, yeah.
I can't recall any.
No, maybe glass stuff, yes, but the actual map, no, I don't think so.
No.
Nothing that worked.
Nothing that worked, no. And nothing that we'd noticed anyway. Yeah, I've just been through the tracker actually, going through the roadmap, and I cannot find one entry for Starmap on there. Not one.
It's mad. Absolutely mad. I love the post underneath from Beep Bop Boop that says, well, since you asked so politely, they'll get right on that. But they agree. I mean, everyone agrees. There's not a person alive that does not think the star map's broken. And for anyone who defends the star map, you are a moron. And I very rarely call people out on this channel. I very rarely call people out, you know, because it's unfair and it's unfounded sometimes because I might not know the full story, but I know this story. We've known it for years. So if there is anyone in these comments, and I know there's a couple who are saying, well, it's just because you're not doing this. No, it's not. Shut up. It's broken. I'm getting angry again. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Let me do. Well, most people don't like me when I'm not angry, but it's fine. But yeah, it's a piss take basically that this is still so broken.
Yeah, they really need to jump on this soon. You would have thought so anyway. Yeah, imagine Squadron 42 releasing whenever the hell that's going to be, and this is the star map you get to use.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I mean, yeah. It basically they'd get the same love that what was that game that came out recently that you loved that I never got involved in? Cyberpunk. It'd get the same treatment Cyberpunk did when that came out. You know,
yeah.
It's like, this is broken. It's all broken. But you know, at least Cyberpunk was like small things. You know, that's like the wheels on your car not working. You know, it's just it's shocking. And speaking of wheels on cars, I mean, we only got them rotating a few months ago.
Oh yeah, that was a funny bug.
That was a funny bug. I did quite enjoy that. That was quite entertaining. But yeah, I mean, this is fundamentally the most flawed part of this game at the moment when it comes to just trying to play the game. The amount of times I've spent stuck. That and quantum travel combined together create the most frustrating experience in Star Citizen that I've had, I think. Yeah, just fix it. Whatever you have to do, just fix it or take it out and just, I don't know, we'll just all sit in a dark room for a couple of months. Just fix it.
Yeah, I think again, this is something we've mentioned before as well. There was talk of converting the whole Moby-Glass experience over to their building blocks tech, so it's easier for the devs to iterate on the apps and make it better. But again, that was months ago, and we've not heard anything about that ever since. So God knows where they are with that and when we're going to see it.
Yeah, a lot of the time I think they do just kind of put out a snippet of information that kind of just calms everyone slightly, because we think, oh, at least they're thinking about it. And they're probably not. They're probably putting no thought into this at all at the moment, because it doesn't affect the bottom line, doesn't affect their budget, doesn't affect their monies. People still buy ships even if it's got a broken star map in it, you know. I don't get it. And it's such a cool star map as well. That's what annoys me, I think, the most, is I really like the way they've done it. The 3Dness and the kind of just the way everything kind of works together is just such a cool idea. Just so poorly executed. So I can't wait to see this whole thing just working and no one ever moans about it again. We're all just going in and going, now beep boop beep, off we go, you know.
Yeah,
be wonderful. Sorry, beep bop boop. Let's keep it in line with our with that lady who posted. But I really can't wait to see this work, and I might even have to fly over to LA and buy him a drink when it's done. Okay, so there you have it, folks. That is all the posts for this week. We hope you liked them. We hope you found them informative and amusing. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. We are getting sort of less traction than we used to. We did have a little bit of a break. But if you guys are there, if you are watching, yeah, please do give us some likes and love, because we really need it. Don't forget to get in that comment section and let us know what you thought of these posts. It's always interesting to read your opinions on these. That is pretty much it. So don't forget to check out our Valheim series. It's going to be really good. It starts off obviously small because we've only just entered a world, but it really does get super interesting. The building is fantastic. Everything about it is good. We're really liking it. So if you want to stick around for it, definitely check out that series. We will have another series starting hopefully soon. It's coming soon at the moment because it's a little bit of effort to kind of get it working. We're going to have another series coming soon on a different game, another survival game. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And we'll come back to you with a yellow alert on Monday. It's all go. Thanks everyone very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.